Hi, welcome back to Christine's Home Affairs. It's that time of year again where I get to share with you my sales for the last 3 months. I've been doing this series of videos now for just over 18 months, and it surprises me every time when people actually ask when is the next video coming, because I think, oh no, maybe I've done too many of them and you don't want to know, but some of you still do. And I'm also really interested to see how my sales compare from one quarter to the next and 1 year to the next. So I have a couple of surprises in store for you in this video. We're going to do my top 10. Can you guess what is number 1 for the last 3 months? There are some surprises in this video. Stick around and I'll show you what the top 10 products were. At the end of the video, I'll give you a breakdown of the total sales that I've made and how many product items I've actually sold. There are a couple of special mentions in there as well. Stick around. Okay, these tapered bags are very new to the top 10 list. In fact, I think they're quite new to the shop as well. I probably only started making them about 3 months ago. I've sold 2 of these at $40 each. They're a lined bag with a magnetic snap on the inside, but they don't have any pockets on the inside. So this is the lined tapered bag. And I've put my metal tags on there. It just says Christine made it. So it's nice to see these bags make it to the list, given that they're so new in the store. Number 9 on the list are my crossbody bags. Now I have a few different types of crossbody bags. This one here has a magnetic closure on it and a pocket with card slots on the inside. And this one here has a zip. The ones with the zip sell a little bit better than these ones here. I think that's because people would prefer a bag that they can close properly as opposed to one with a magnet on the top. And some people are actually concerned about magnets affecting their phones or their cards as well. So that's actually a really good point and something I didn't consider before. When I make my next batch of crossbody bags, I will end up putting a zip in them. That gives me an idea. Okay, so this was number 9, the crossbody bags. I sold 3 of them. They usually sell for $30 each, so I've done $90. My shoe bags. Now, they didn't perform very well this quarter. I'm not really sure why, but I've only sold 6. So I guess 6 isn't too bad, given that we've just come out of winter as well. So 6 shoe bags, I sell these for $20 each. That earned me $120. They have quite a large opening inside and they expand to fit your shoes, your knitting accessories, a bottle of wine, things like that. So they've been really popular in the shop over the past 18 months or so. And how exciting is this? The itty bitty bags, they've actually made it to the list in a positive way. You remember I've complained about these bags not doing very well. I only have 5 left in the store. I sold 8 of them over the last 3 months. I did reduce the price to $10. So I've sold 8 of them, which earned me $80. They've just got a little clip at the top of the handle that will clip onto your handbag. The handle is actually made out of half a zip, and the zip itself is just one side of a zipper. These are made with jelly roll strips and offcuts of fabric. None of the products that I'm showing you are made with new store-bought fabric. The itty bitty bags were number 7. Scrunchies. Don't enjoy making them, but it's a great way to get rid of scrap fabric. I sell these 3 for $10 or $4 each. I've sold 10 scrunchies and that earned me $35. I have lots of younger girls coming in and they just pick up 1 or 2 scrunchies and their mums allow them to buy them. They're a good little side product to have in the shop, even though I don't enjoy making them. So scrunchies were number 6. At number 5 are my puppy poo pouches. These always make it to the list. They're just such a great little thing to have in the shop. I have them sitting right by the front door as people walk in, and then I have another batch hanging up down one of the aisles. They've got a little zip on one side and a roll of liners so that you can put your doggy business in there when you're walking it, with an eyelet on the other side. So these ones here are made out of sample swatch fabrics, and I also make them out of just scrap pieces of fabric as well. all made with upholstery fabric. I've sold hundreds of these little bags. They're an incredibly popular item. 11 of them at $15 each earned me $165. At number 4 are these hand towels. So these are hanging hand towels. They'll hang on your oven rail. They've got a handle looped around them and you can just pull them off the rail like that and use them however you wish. These are $15 each. They've made it to the top 10 list and have competed heavily with my supermarket shopping bags the entire time. So they've been a really good seller. I've sold 14 hand towels at $15 each. They have earned me $200. So that's not too bad for these hand towels. Now, of all of my products, I said to you that I don't purchase any fabric at all, and I don't, but my towels I do. It is the only product that I purchase new, so for every one towel that I purchase, I will get 2 hand towels out of it. It's the only thing that I purchase that isn't rescued or repurposed in some way, but the rest of the fabric is. Now, this is an interesting one. This is number 3 on the list. These are my lined totes. So I showed you a video some time back on a sample book that I received. It had lots of different fabrics in there, and I've just put 1, 2, and 3 colours together on one side and the same on the other side, and made a whole lot of bags. I think I made about 15 or so bags from this one book alone. And this one was another book as well. So I've got my handmade in the Gamby labels on one bag, but then I've got my nicer metal labels on the other bag. And I have a couple of other variations in my lined totes as well. I've sold 10 of them over the last 3 months, varying in price from $25 to $45, and that has earned me $340. Coming in at number 2, and this is such a surprise, finally, number 2, the supermarket shopping bags. They've been pipped at the post. For the past 18 months, these supermarket shopping bags have been number 1 on the top 10 list. They're finally falling down the ladder. These have been the best seller in the shop for the past several years. I've made well over 3,500 of them. I always have a couple of hundred in stock in the shop. They're just an unlined shopping bag, and they came about when we were no longer allowed to have single-use plastic bags at the supermarkets. So they're a copy of the supermarket shopping bag. These came in at number 2. I've sold 23 of them at $15 each, which has earned me $350. I'm kind of pleased that these are no longer number 1. And here it is, number 1 on the top 10 list this quarter. My zippered bags. I have a huge variety of zippered bags. So whether they're boxed bags like this one here, or just flat zippered pouches, curved bottoms. Sometimes I even have them with little boxed corners at the bottom. This one here has just got a very small boxing on it. All of these are made with sample swatch fabrics, every single one of them. This has got 3 or 4 different colours in it, and I did a batch sewing video some time ago where I made about 14 of these ones. The reason these ones ended up at number 1 was because I did sell 8 of this bag to one customer right at the very beginning of the last quarter. Thanks to these boxed bags, all the zippered bags have made it to number 1 on the list. But who cares, right? They beat the shopping bags. So there's lots of different sorts. All of these bags are fully lined. They don't have pockets or anything else inside them. Just fully lined bag with no bells or whistles at all. They go really well in the shop. And I sell them between $15 and $30, although these ones here are $35 each. I've sold a total of 27 of them, which has earned me a whopping $720 over the last 3 months. So I'm really, really pleased with these zippered bags beating the supermarket shopping bags. But now I worry that the supermarket shopping bags aren't good for the shop anymore. Can't win, can I? Did you guess that the shopping bags were going to fall from the top of the ladder? To be honest, I didn't. I thought that they were just going to be at number 1 forever. I have mixed feelings about it. I'm glad that something else beat them, but at the same time, I start panicking and thinking, oh, nobody likes them anymore. But look, I know they do. So it was really good to see that the shopping bags weren't number one on the list. I hope you guessed right as well. Did you notice that the Helping Hands card holders weren't on the list this time? They didn't do very well at all. So these are my Helping Hand card holders. They're made with DVDs or CDs, and they'll hold heaps and heaps of cards. I sell them for $15 each. I don't have much by way of stock in the shop at the moment, and that's because for 2 months I was out of action with sewing, so I couldn't make any of these, and I still don't have the strength in my arms to draw the thread through to tighten up the buttons and also draw the circle in. So I can see the sales for these ones declining over the next few months until I have some more strength in my arms to make some more, but that's fine, they'll make a comeback. I was really surprised about the itty bitty bags. I was so pleased that they finally made it to the list, but that now means, do I make more? I think I'm going to have to do a time trial to see if it's worth my while to still make them at $10 each. When I first started making them, they were $15, but I couldn't sell them. So I might have to do a time trial, make a small batch up and see how long they take me. If it's viable at $10 a bag, then I'll make some more. I've got so much scrap to use up, I might as well. It'll beat making scrunchies. One thing I forgot to bring with me today are the chapstick holders. They've only been in the shop for a couple of months and they've actually been doing really well. I just didn't sell enough in the first quarter for them to make it to the list, but they'll make the next list. And remember these bags that I made a couple of weeks ago? I did 35 of these tapestry bags, and these ones have already started selling. So I've sold 3 of them already, and I sell these at $30 each. So they're going to do really well in the next few months as well, I hope. I have some interesting sales figures in this quarter as well. I've sold more products than what you've seen here. They just didn't make the top 10 list. So how did I compare to this time last year? Well, this time last year I sold 161 items in total. This last quarter I only sold 136 items. So same period as last year, but I sold 25 items less. Interestingly though, the sales, I did a total of $2,252 for the same period last year, but this year I did $2,585. So I've sold a lot more products at a higher price than I did those products at a lower price. And those products are the supermarket shopping bags. I only sell them for $15 each, whereas the zippered bags, most of the time I get about $30 for them, and even those lined totes. So I'm selling a lot more higher priced items, but less volume, which suits me fine. I can live with that. So it was an extra $333 compared to the same period last year. There've been quite a few changes in the shop as well recently. Chris and I have decided rather than working in the shop 4 days a week, we now only work in the shop 3 days a week. And that's been for about 3 months now. So given that I'm only in the shop 3 days a week and I've still managed to sell that amount of product is really good. We've essentially cut our trading down by 25%, but we're still doing okay by way of sales. This week, in fact, I think it's today, marks the 1 year anniversary of the huge floods in the area. Our tourist park was decimated exactly 1 year ago today. That still hasn't opened. So the trade that we rely on in our business is tourism. And that's been hit really hard without the tourist park being available to an extra 3,500 people. So given that there've been a lot less tourists through town over the past 12 months, I'm pretty happy with the sales that I've had so far. I hope you've enjoyed this breakdown. It's really interesting to see how the sales vary from 1 year to the next and even from one quarter to the next, and how seasons make a huge difference as well. Summer's coming up, Christmas is coming, and people are starting to buy a lot more of these products. So hopefully in the next 3-month period, I'll have lots of sales to report. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video and I shall catch you next time. Bye for now.